I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Two for the price of one. Welcome. It is the 487th episode of the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. We're doing well, feeling good in the neighborhood. Sorry we were not here last night. I had planned to be here last night, but we had a little bit of a brief emergency. I'll get to that in a moment, but hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for being here. This is the Political Spotlight. My name is Kristopher H. Bilbrey. I am your host. Producer Kate is here at the controls, making sure everything's running smoothly, and I'm as intelligent and smart as possible. Herman, I just heard on the news that there is a car going the wrong way on 280 interstate. Please be careful. It's not just one car, said Herman. It's hundreds of them. Wow, that could, if you would have said the name, hey, do me a favor anytime like that you have a joke, Joe Black, please just substitute the name Herbert, Herbert, and Pauline for the wife. So it would be like the wife Pauline says, Herbert, I just heard on the news that there is a car going the wrong way on Interstate 69, and please be careful. And Herbert would say, it's not just one car, it's hundreds of them. That would make God. Oh my God, that's amazing. That is an amazing joke. Joe, I love it. It's all your jokes are always, it's amazing how they are very kind of like spot on with either things that are currently going on in my life or the topic of the show or whatnot. It's pretty funny how that happens to work out that way. I love it. So that's good. Well, welcome everybody. I'm glad you're all here. Sorry we were not here last night. We have a lot of content to get to this week. Here we are. Here we are. Herbert, I just heard on the news that there's a car going the wrong way on Interstate 280. Please be careful. It's not just one car, said Herbert. It's 100 of them. See that? You guys watching that? You see it. Does he have his glasses on? I'm sure he does. So we might as well just we might as well just get out of the way. So there was a thing that occurred, and then it kind of made me think about various things going on politically that I think is interesting. Okay, there's a couple of interesting things going on here. So first and foremost, we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. We were not here last night because my grandfather had been feeling bad, and we ended up going to the hospital. And I literally thought, like, okay, we're going to have a long set. It's going to be like a long period sitting in the ER waiting room. And it was. We were there for a long time. But I thought that once we got back into the back and once they saw us, I thought it would be pretty quickly. But what turned out, what I thought would be 4 or 5 hours turned out to be more like 12 or 13 hours. It was ridiculous. We were there for a long ass time. It was definitely a long time. Now, we won't get into the whole medical side of everything, but I will let you know that he is okay. Everything is okay. So for those of you that knew, not everybody knew about it, but for those that knew, that offered prayers or whatnot, we thank you very much for that and everything. Everything is okay. And it wasn't anything really like it wasn't anything that was even started out like remotely crazy serious. It was just like stomach issue, whatnot. And we just wanted to get to the bottom of it. But I want to show you I'm going to show you two things. And I want to show you the first thing so you know that there's nothing bad with the second thing. So the first thing I want to show you, I don't know, for those of you that have TikTok, I don't know how many of you remember the whole teenage dirtbag thing on TikTok. And basically what it was on the thing on TikTok was to the song Teenage Dirtbag that came out 20 years ago. They would play the song Teenage Dirtbag, and what they would do is it would have a picture of the TikToker now, like in today's world, and then it would do the Teenage Dirtbag song, and they would go back in time putting pictures on like when they were in high school, and everybody was doing that. And hold on one second. I hear that. Hold on one second. Sorry, I had someone message me, tell me they had something to tell me. So I did that little teenage dirtbag thing on TikTok, and but I didn't do it the same way everybody else did. I did it like this. I'm going to show you my version of the TikTok teenage dirtbag here. I think I've shown this before, but if I haven't, this is that. This was the teenage dirtbag that I did. I'm muting the sound so we don't get copyright. So this is obviously my grandparents going back through time. And I actually went younger than just high school. I took various pictures. So I showed pictures of them both together and then younger. Yada, yada, yada. So look at that mean little face. So then here's them. Okay, wonderful, touching, beautiful, wonderful, nice, good people. My grandparents have known each other since the 7th grade, more or less. So that was all wonderful. Everything's grand. Well, yesterday, while we were sitting at the hospital. 68. I think this year was year 68. 68 years married. 68 years married, 69. Maybe I'll get someone to shoot me a message, or maybe Les Cloud knows them. So we'll have to see. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is, Gordon. But so I want to show you something that I caught, and it was like literally, I feel like this could give me 68 years. Les C. Cloud just said 68 years. So that is it. 68 years. It feels like 15 minutes with your head underwater. All right. Well, I want to show you. It's kind of like those old photographers when they would go out to like the Serengeti and they would catch like really dangerous predators and get pictures of them, and then they would be like in National Geographic and they would win a bunch of awards and stuff like that. I want to show you a picture that is, it absolutely just shows it's such a vibe. The picture is such a vibe. And here we go. I want everybody to see this. This is so amazing. 1, 2, 3. Look at this picture now. What an amazing picture this is. Oh, God. You can tell everybody here in this picture is just not having fun. Everybody here is I was sitting across from them and I saw this as this was probably like right at about hour 3 of the waiting room. Oh, God. Now, this was just happened. This just happened to be like the perfect moment to get something like this, because this is not obviously what it was. But of course, he didn't feel well. She didn't want to sit in the waiting room. But yeah, perfect picture. Love the picture. But we got in and everything's good. Everything's gold. And so, but you know, one of the things that my grandmother has said repeatedly, and I've heard her say this for quite some time now, is like, man, this was supposed to be the golden years. And it's like everything, you know, it's all falling apart or whatever. And, you know, and I've heard her say multiple times that they've got it wrong, that the golden years are, you know, in your 20s and 30s and 40s when you're running around and the kids are small. And, you know, and I think that there is a lot of truth to that. You know, they always talk about the golden years being like, you know, in your upper years when you're, you know, it's like the good years and you're retired and whatnot, but there's just so much chaos and craziness. But that makes me, that kind of think about, yeah, 10 happy years, but Herbert, we've been married 30. Yes. What did you but we only 10 of them were happy. Yes. That's hilarious. Yes, Cindy, that's it, Cindy. Golden, drop the G. That's hilarious. The olden years. Yeah. No, I just, you know, it makes me think about like the politics, and, you know, we always think back about like, oh, it was so much better then, you know, it was good back then. And while some of that is, while I know that things are bad and I know that nothing is good, I feel like that here's the thing. People say that I gripe and that I bitch and all I'm doing is pissing and moaning and there's nothing good about it's all negative and no one focuses on the positive. But to me, what I think and what I hear is the people who are out there bitching and moaning but without doing anything, those are the negative people. Those are the people that are truly living in, the filth that is what is currently happening without actually changing anything. Like, well, at least we're here trying to do something about it. At least we are here trying to change things, trying to make a difference. What's that answer, Megan? But that's the whole thing. Catherine had a post up at the end of last week. It was when we talked about Dr. Green. Dr. Green, the council president over in Madison County, who went on that tear saying that he's not going to let people criticize the government. And, that really, really, really bothers me. And I'm going to fight him on that. We're going to push back on this. And we're going to make him either back down from that, or we're going to make him very, very sorry for his stupid ass opinion on that. My golden years begin next month in late August. Well, happy early start to the golden years, Charlize. We realized that we would rather spend one bad day together than 100 good days with anybody else. Yeah, that's probably pretty true. But I guess you got to get there. Catherine says, I have people who have no problem with his sermon on silence. Well, and that's the thing. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, or it doesn't matter who you're going up against or who you're doing what. I mean, even the people on the other side from me, even the people that, that I disagree with vehemently, like say on national politics, I don't want them to just lay down and go away. I that would be boring. I like the back and forth, and even with people, even when people I disagree with are out there fighting for the cause, that's part of what being an American is. That's what our process is about, and that's the whole thing. And that's what sucks about all of this is, in a lot of these places, a lot of these local town councils and city councils and county commissioners, they have got people so beat down by all of this that people don't participate. So then, therefore, the same people get locked in, and it's the same people, and they just rotate around, and it's that same old nonsense, but it's because there's no one wants to be part of it. And that is the whole push. That is the whole thing, trying to get people involved. Catherine had made that post talking about how wrong that decision was. And someone had said, someone had shared the post, and Catherine said, I'm glad something to the effect of, I'm glad that everyone gets to see his true colors. And someone had said, seen his true colors, I know him, and he is a fine individual. He's a fine human. He is really good to me. And Catherine said something back, and I'm like, see, this is the mentality that we have to fight to change. First of all, we are not talking about these people as people. Brandon famously says politicians aren't people. And there was someone that I talked to, and I really appreciate this person's counsel. And they said they don't like when we say that. They don't like when we say that politicians aren't people, because they are truly people. But I take it another way. I say it meaning I don't care. Now, follow me. I don't care about these people as people. I know they've got lives, and they've got husbands and wives and daughters and sons and friends. And in those people's lives, they're probably wonderful. But I don't care about their personal life. I don't care what's in their bank account. I don't care who they're sleeping with. I don't care what clothing they put on. I don't care where they work outside of politics. And I don't care about their attitudes, good, bad, or what. All I care about is what they do when they are getting paid tax dollars to do that they are elected to do. That's all I care about. So when I am talking about these people, I'm talking about their elected personality. I'm talking about this person as the public servant. I'm not talking about them as your grandpa or as your cousin or as your next door neighbor. And these people who are your banker or your doctor or your next door neighbor or your brother-in-law, they're probably fantastic in your life. Number one, you don't have to be a good person to be a good politician, or you don't have to. Being a good person doesn't mean you're going to be a good politician. You can have all different kind of categories. You could have a bad guy or girl, woman, bad man or woman, and they could be okay as a politician. You could have someone that is a good person, but they wouldn't specifically know I'll come back to that point, Catherine, here in just one second. The point of the matter is, you can be a good person, and people can have a life with you and know you as a good person, and that person can still be a bad counselor, a bad commissioner. Or maybe you're not even a bad public servant. You just made a bad decision. And that's what I was trying to get this person to see, that I was arguing back and forth with on Catherine's feed for a minute. And finally, I was just like, okay, and enough of this, because this is nonsensical. The bottom line is, I feel like I'm a pretty good person, but I have made bad or wrong decisions. I'm capable of making a wrong turn or making a wrong decision, and I'm intelligent enough to know that. I also know that there's people in my life that I love and care about, and I know that they're capable of making bad decisions or wrong choices. So that's the first and foremost. We need to understand that listen, I can only speak for myself. When I am talking about, there's a few of them that I'm not, but for the most part, when I am talking about someone as an elected official, I am specifically only talking about that person. Can you hear me, Kate? Okay, the monitor went down. Sorry. I am only talking about that person as a public servant. And I feel like that's the first thing that we need to get people to understand. I feel like the problem is civics classes aren't a thing anymore, and people don't put on civics classes. I always think back to like the first 6 months or first year I started podcasting with Perception is Reality. I first started doing Perception is Reality, and a friend of mine from high school reached out to me, and she said, we listened to your two, because when I first started podcasting, I released an audio episode on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and then I did a live video on those off days. So Tuesdays and Saturdays, I released an audio podcast, and then basically Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I did a live video. And this girl that I went to school with, she and her husband are married, and they have a couple of kids. And she said that we watch and listen to your show with our kids, and we would like to ask you if you would ever consider doing a civics podcast. Would you do a civics podcast? And I said, sure, that would be cool. Like we could do that. And so what I started doing was, like, I would do the Saturday show like regular, the audio podcast. And on Tuesdays, I would do like a civics course. And the first time I set up to do it, like, I was getting, good engagement from viewers and listeners, like this, and like we do now. And every time I did the civics course, the listeners dropped way low. People just wouldn't listen to them. And like I did like a couple of them. And finally, after the second one, I was like, hey, like, I'm confused. Are you guys actually listening to this? Because it seemed like, by my numbers, I can tell my numbers are dropping. And the girl was like, yeah, we love it. We love it. Keep on doing it. And so, like, I did it again. And the next Tuesday came, we put out a show, and the civics course dropped drastically. And I'm like, so then what happened is, I thought, well, maybe it's just because it's Tuesday. So what we did was we flip-flopped it, and we switched it around. So then I did the regular show on Tuesdays, and I did the civics course on Saturday, and those numbers flip-flopped. My Tuesday show went back up to normal, and the Saturday show dropped. And to me, it's like maddening. And so what that meant was, the people did not, they didn't want to hear it. Like, they proved it, that they just simply, it was not interested. They were not interested in that aspect. And that's really bothersome, because a lot of this is based on people getting involved and not really knowing what's going on. They want to build the second and third floor of the house without building the foundation. And that's frustrating, because anything that we do, we have to, you have to have like an understanding of, before you just get totally, okay, we're flung into it, and this is it. That's that. We're now running for commissioner, and we've never sat through any meetings before. We don't. That is generally that is not a good way to do it. It's good to have some level of understanding and education before you just fling yourself into the deep end of the pool. But it's hard to get people to understand that. So that's kind of always the issue here. Like right now, every show I do, at some point I say something to the effect of, it's July. That means it's time to start thinking about who's going to be running for office in just a few short months. Like, the Delaware County Fair started up this week. We are in fair time. We are in fair time right now. And I always use the Delaware County Fair to kind of gauge where we are politically, because during election season, the fair is always the kickoff for the election to begin in the fall. The fall election cycle is always kicked off by the Delaware County Fair. So we have a lot of candidates who are lining up, and they are out at the fair. They have all their signs out there, and they're going out there and they're meeting people, and they're gonna work the fair all week long, which is a good thing. We still have a lot of seats that people have not announced for. I'm getting nervous because I'm not really hearing much in the way of a real commitment on who's going to run for JD Prescott, against JD Prescott. We had heard, I have heard that there have been two different individuals that I felt would be able to run on the Republican side of things to beat JD, that I feel like could possibly do it. And I've heard about them at different times, but I'm not sure if I don't know where they are. They were both really kind of up in the air. I felt like either one of these individuals could do it. What's going to be sad is no one's going to run against him. And January is going to come, and February is going to come, and he's going to get to walk into what will be his 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. His fifth term. Without anybody. I mean, how many terms has he not had an opponent on the Republican side? Now, he's had Democratic opponents, but the issue is District 33 is so locked in Republican. There's so many people out there that are just going and pulling the straight R that it's such a bad thing. I hate that Brittany Clower moved out of the district, because she would have been able to beat him, I feel, in the next run. She's actually ran against him twice. She ran in 2020, the COVID election, but because of the COVID situation, she didn't go door to door, and there was a lot of stuff that didn't happen. So basically it was kind of like a test run. Her first real election was in 2022, and she came damn close to beating him. She came very close to beating him. And I feel like had they not moved, she could have taken him out in 2024. Eric, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I feel like this year is a perfect storm for JD. JD has Senate Bill 1 against him, and his actions, what he did with Rob Kendall, telling Rob Kendall and buddying up Rob Kendall, and telling him that he was, going to vote against Senate Bill 1 and that Senate Bill 1 wasn't it. And he was fighting for the property taxes, and then attending that rally. He attended the rally on St. Patrick's Day. What was like the 17th or 18th of March. And then just less than 2 or 3 weeks later, he went and voted for it. I feel like that and the school situation with Senate Bill 1 really he's up against it. And now he's pissing the people of Blackford County off, and the people that's really locked him in. His big saving grace, a lot of people think it's farmland, it's Winchester and Randolph County. It's not. His big saving grace is the voting body in the bottom 2/3 of Jay County. But I think that even some of those people in Jay County are starting to falter with him. And so this is the perfect storm. And I can't say who the people that were going to run yet are, but I'm going to try to, I'm going to talk to my source and see where we are with that. And hopefully we'll be able to put some pressure on at least somebody soon to do it and let them know, hey, this is a good chance. This is his best time ever to try to take JD out. I think Catherine brought up Kyle Pierce. I think Kyle Pierce could be taken out. I don't know about Roway. I think Roway is in the position. Roway is kind of like Sue Arrington. I think I just don't know who in that area would be in a position to beat her. I can't stand Roway. I am not like, I can't. The next time somebody runs against her, it's already built in her name. Throw away Roway. That's exactly what I would say. That's the chant. Throw away Roway. I cannot stand her. And a lot of people give me trouble because they're like, well, she was really against the local Republican Party here in Delaware County, and she was hardline against them, which is one thing. That's good. That is good. That is good. But she is a disaster at her actual job at the state level. She's a horrible representative. So like, cool that you were doing battle with Ed in the Delaware County Republican Party, but Ed's no longer the chairman, so whatever. I don't know. But I'm just letting everybody know that it's July. And if there are people out there, if you're out there, and I guess I'm speaking to one person right now, and this is not even on the state level. I'm talking to Mr. Jason Gassaway. If you're listening to this, call me when you hear this. I think you need to run for Delaware County Council, Jason. Now is the time. Now is the time. Do it. Do it. Call me. Call me, because I think that you need to run for Delaware County Council. It would be, what is it? It's District 1. District 1, Delaware County District 1. I think that you could beat Dan. So think about it. You've got a couple more months before you have to file, but you need to start putting your team together now. Okay. I want to talk about a couple of other things. That wouldn't even be a possibility. First of all, I don't think he's not in her district, so it's not a possibility. Because he's in Sue's district. So that's the problem there. And Webb has some unfinished business on the council, on the Delaware County Council. Okay. Before we get into a couple of other things here I want to talk about, did you guys hear? Have you heard the big numbers? I posted this earlier in the day. Oops, what did I do with the banner? I know what I did, and that was weird. Why did I hit that go away? Did you guys hear this? Put these numbers up here. Did you guys hear about this? 50, 15, 14. Did you hear or see this, Kate? Have you heard or saw those numbers? You didn't see my post? I don't know if anybody saw this, but 50, 15, 14. Listen to this. 50 people have been shot or stabbed in Indianapolis. 15 people have been killed in 14 days. 14 days, 15 people have been killed and 50 people have been shot or stabbed. That is absolutely wild. Indianapolis, man, is really just turning into a complete shithole. And you've got the chief of police, who I really liked his message in the one night. I liked his message on night one, like when they came out or after the big melee last weekend. But then like on Thursday or Friday of last week, he released a statement asking the criminals not to be criminals. He like went out and he's like, please don't be criminals. Stay home and be criminals. And I think that kind of looked weak. I just couldn't believe that he did that. That was absolutely shocking to me. Just completely nuts. Like return to the early 90s when the game. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you know what's strange about that? What's strange about that, Catherine, is we over here in Delaware County, we actually unfortunately had a drowning on Saturday as well. Now it wasn't like what you're talking. Well, I mean, I guess a drowning is a drowning, so it's not like that. I mean, it is what it is, but it was a little bit different. I'm going to put this up there, and I want to ask anybody if they have heard anything about this, because this is pretty that today's Monday, and so far no one has heard anything about this, which is absolutely wild. Hold on a second. It knocked me out. Okay. So a Wisconsin man who was here for the Ironman. We had the Ironman on Saturday, which is a 70.3 triathlon. I don't know exactly It's swimming, biking, and running. And we've had the Ironman here for many, many, many years. What do they used to call it? They used to call it the Muncie Endurathon, but it merged with the Ironman. The Muncie Endurathon merged with the Ironman. And it's been a really big thing here for Muncie for a long time. And I don't think that we have had I don't think that we've had anything bad here like this happen during the triathlon. It's been quite some time before something like this has happened. It's been quite some time since something like this has happened. But the strange part about this is there has been no news about this. There's been absolutely no news about this happening. And here's this. Iloa, a former Iloan, dies following a triathlon. An accident during a triathlon in Indiana over the weekend claimed the life of former Iloan Dr. Eric Wolf Monday. Eric Wolf and son Evan at the outset of Saturday's Ironman, a 70.3 competition in Muncie, Indiana. And it says Dr. Eric Wolf, native of Iloa, died Monday, June 14th. So he died today? They must have taken him off of whatever he was on. But he died today, Monday, July 14th, after an accident. What is this? He died today after competing in an Ironman race in Muncie, Indiana on Saturday. Wolf, 43, was the husband of Cassie, that's weird, Michael Wolf, and also a native of Iloa, and the father of Lena, Evan, and Faith of Branson. He was the son of Dr. Brian Wolf and the late Barbara Wolf of Iloa, and the son-in-law of Vanessa and Jeff Michael, also of Iloa. Eric was a family physician with Jordan Valley Community Health of Hollister. He attended patients in Hollister and Springfield. The cause of Eric's death is yet to be determined. Healthcare officials have ruled out cardiac arrest. A highly trained athlete, Eric died during the swimming event. Well, that's really strange that they're saying he died during the swimming event, but they're saying that he died today. And that's really strange because the swimming event was on Saturday. So I don't really know what that means. His father and son accompanied Eric to Muncie for the competition. So that sucks. And listen, I'm not making light of this in any way. This is horrible. I don't know what the deal is with him swimming on Saturday and them saying he died today. I mean, unless he went into some kind of he drowned and they brought him out and they put him on machines and then they pulled him off today. But, whatever. Anyways, it's strange to me that he died today. But his newspaper already had, the newspaper back where he's in his hometown already has it. And to my knowledge, the Star Press hasn't put anything out. I've not seen anything from the city of Muncie or from Delaware County. I've just not seen anything about this man's tragic death. And, I guess the talk is, well, they're trying to keep this hush hush because, they don't want to, that would be kind of a black eye, but it really shouldn't be. I mean, people that do this stuff know that they're taking a chance. It was a very hot day on Saturday. I mean, you're swimming, so you're exerting energy, and it's a lot of energy you're exerting, but it's not like you would be overheated per se because you'd be in the water. But yeah, I mean, any number of those things could have happened to him. Like Tweety Bird said, it could have been a kick in the head. It could have been some kind of embolism. God knows. It could have been anything. So that's a horrible situation, and I hate to hear what's going on there. It's just another thing, I think, that's going to, unfortunately, just be kind of a black eye on the whole Prairie Creek, City of Muncie stuff. Speaking of that, swimming was the first event. So that was the first event, which, means a lot of people would have had to see this and know this. And so I just find it odd that there's been no talk about it whatsoever from anyone. I will say that I believe it's safe to report that Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour, I believe that he participated in this event. I know that Matt Wegley did, and I know that the Green Goblin, Dustin Clark, did. And generally what they do is the mayor runs, Wegley bikes, and the Green Goblin swims, which blows me away because he doesn't look or act like a swimmer. It's very, very strange that team, like, I get the mayor running. I mean, the mayor's always been a runner, running away from this issue, running away from that issue. And I know that Wegley is a biker, but the Dustin Clark being the swimmer is the weird thing to me. So that's very, very odd. But I'm shocked that the Muncie City Communications page hasn't posted anything about the mayor running and finishing. They normally always have. And I don't know if there's anybody out there that has access to the mayor's Facebook page. He has me blocked illegally, which we're going to have to do something about here coming up. But he has me blocked, so I'm not able to see if he posted something on his wall or not. Let me go here and look this way. Happy to be in Ironman 770.3 Muncie again. Athletes from 44 states and 12 countries participated. Side note, this was my 45th half marathon. So did he finish? What happened here? Dan is such an oddball. Let's see here. I guess he's not saying, congratulations, great determination. I've heard you're also pretty good at shooting hoops, although I have not seen that in person yet. Matt Wegley biked, and Wegley actually said that he had to go to the medical tent. He did complete the biking part, but that he actually ended up going to he ended up having to go to the medical tent. So he has decided that this will be his last Ironman. So I think the city team of Dan, the Green Goblin, and Wegley is no more. I did not watch the I did not watch the unsafe housing meeting. What was there something big with that, Tweety Bird? Someone else messaged me and told me that I should watch it, but I don't. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything about it, so I don't know if you're saying there was something to it. But I think that's. Oh, what do you mean? Tell me what you mean. Explain. Give me a bit of information there. We'll go and take a look at this. I was getting ready to bring something else up, but we can sidetrack here for a second and take a look at the. Let's see. An hour and 19 minutes. I'll have to watch through it and see. Jesus. That Unsafe Housing Board. They've got like 500 people on that board. And what is going on here? Anybody see? What is this? Keep it classy, Muncie. That's all I gotta say. Hold on here a second. Let me get this. Something is happening with our feed here. I gotta pull this back up. Bear with me here 1 second. While I'm waiting on this, we're gonna here in just a minute. I'm gonna show you this, and then here in a minute we're gonna jump to the Republicans in the state of Indiana are fighting other Republicans in the state of Indiana. A lawsuit is in the process of being filed to try and push back on the state party to make them hold themselves accountable to allow for motions to be made by delegates from the floor and to allow for debate, which they have not been doing in a very long time during the conventions where they go and we vote for, the delegates vote for Secretary of State and Lieutenant Governor. There's been this thing where there have been delegates from grassroots movements that have attempted to make motions and they've just completely ignored them. Well, they're now pushing for that to be stopped, which I am all in favor of. We'll look at that here in a minute, but I wanted to pull this up and take a look at this. And I want to know if you guys, I want you to just notice we'll see if there's any distinguished men of excellence in here, and we'll see if you guys notice anything kind of shocking straight away. Here's a Muncie Unsafe Housing Board.
Is our city attorney, and Courtney Walker is acting as recording secretary. The unsafe building law IC 36-7-9 is hereby entered into the record. For new cases set for hearing today, a reasonable effort has been made to notify owners of this hearing and the orders being reviewed. The owner of record and any entity with a recorded substantial property interest was notified by posting on the property, certified mail, and published in the Star Press. Notice days of today's hearing.
Who are all these
All
people?
who expect to participate in the hearing today, please stand and raise your right hand and be sworn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony that you are about to give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Who the hell are
When your
all
case
these
is
people?
called, please come to the podium. We're starting with new cases on demo orders. Number 1, 1523 West 8th Street.
523.
What do we have
523,
going
I'm
on
sorry.
here?
Sorry.
Exactly.
Please state your name and mailing address for the record, please.
Alicia Saunders, 3728 Oakland Drive, apartment G, Anderson, 46013.
Now, are you with the property manager for the owner?
Yes,
And what company is that?
Middletown Property Group.
Thank you. Okay, so on June 6th, this
All
was
right,
tagged
we're gonna
for the
jump
garage
forward to-
having holes throughout the structure. Kirby and 426, 428 West Howard. And on rebuilding on it within a year and
Within
getting
a
a
year.
building permit, then we can okay
we'll
it.
talk about that.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
needs to be inspected prior we make any decisions.
Yeah.
Did you say you needed your dumpster swapped out?
Yes.
Okay, I made a note, make sure. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Next, we're gonna call number 33 and 34, 1022 East Kirby and 426, 428 West Howard.
This lady drives me nuts.
Hello, Tierra Winters, 2523 Morningstar Drive, Indianapolis, Indiana. 462.
What?
All right, let's start with 1022 East Kirby. What's going on here?
Nothing. Nothing's going on. I thought we had agreed before not to do but one property at a time. I was in this actual building talking through this mic and asked for that. And you guys said that you wouldn't put two of my properties on to have me fix them both at one time. So I didn't do anything but cut the grass and maintain the property to be boarded. I mean, it's been boarded, but I've been maintaining it.
So should we switch to the other one?
Did you make any which property are you working
I
on?
was attempting to work on 426, 428 Howard. I called for a dumpster 3 or 4 times. I'm not sure. Never got a phone call back. In the meantime, because I hadn't got a call back to clean out the back area, the front area and all the rest of the building is secure with boards. What I intended on doing, like I said in the last meeting, is have the
Tweety Bird, you're gonna have to help a brother out here. What are we looking for?
Put in it. That's the best I can do. I've already attempted to go to the bank. None of the banks are trying to loan. I've called several people who buy properties. They agree that it's upside down. I'm willing to make it physically, aesthetic to the eye. That's all I can do for right now with that building. So I don't mind painting and putting doors and stuff like that on it.
And
Put windows in
it is for sale.
It is for sale, but it has you guys have it on a demo.
No, we modified it to a rehab order.
Right, and I've been trying to, push to whomever would be interested. Yeah, it's upside down.
Upside down.
Are the taxes current?
Absolutely. I'm willing to paint it, put doors on it, put windows
Do it.
to make it look, even take the boards down and board it from the inside so that the neighborhood looks pleasant. But as far as getting the electrical and the heating and plumbing and stuff done, it's just upside down. It's just not possible right now. I don't have any means of a loan. No bank is even thinking about it.
So you're saying you would have it painted
I'd be happy to paint it, put the doors on it,
uh-huh.
and make the windows where it's not bordered, where it looks aesthetic to the neighborhood.
Did you get a walkthrough inspection?
No. I was trying to get a dumpster. No, I didn't.
And just so we clarify, which property are you talking about that you would paint?
Howard?
Howard.
Yeah,
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
absolutely.
Tweety Bird. What are we looking for?
And you don't need a dumpster to paint.
I don't need a dumpster.
Is that
to paint,
correct?
no.
Okay.
No. I wanted to get approval that that would be okay. I've been asking from day one what you guys needed to take it off the demo order permanently.
We need it to be rehabbed. That's what
I
we told the last
I
person that
understand
asked
that.
us
And
that
if it looks,
question.
and if it looks rehab from the street, if it looks pleasant to the eye from the street, will you take it off the demo order? The rest of it is too expensive.
Is it?
Well, 428 West Howard is a rehab order. It's been modified to a rehab order somewhere
For
along the
60
line.
days, you told me that you would do that for 60 days to try to sell it. And I don't mind rehabbing it, but it won't, I cannot afford AC for 2 properties. Heated and air, lights, electrical, I just can't afford it for 2 structures.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't look like we got any progress on either of them.
I called
So
for a dumpster 3 times.
But to paint, you don't need to have that to paint.
You're right.
Okay.
But I'm still talking to you today to make sure that's okay. If you remember in the last hearing, I asked you guys, is that okay? And you said, oh, we just need to have a rehab. And I said, well, what if I put a roof on it? Well, that one doesn't need a roof. You go, if you put a roof on it, we definitely wouldn't demo it. But I need to know, the same way you said that you would not put 2 of the properties on there, so I wouldn't have to be worried about 2 properties. You went back on that and put Kirby on there.
You know what?
Kirby's
I
been on there.
am of a mind to just put civil penalties on both properties and move them to the non-compliance list, and then you don't ever have to come back to see either one of them. I mean, nothing's happening. Nothing's gonna happen.
Let me just stop here, right here. This golem-like creature. I cannot tell you how much I detest this woman. She feels like she is so high and mighty and so much more above. I don't know that woman at the podium. And listen, I understand. When I lived in Winchester, there was a house down the way that was a total disaster. And when we first started working with trying to get something done with the house, nobody lived in the house. But at some point, somehow, something happened and someone moved into the house. And we were still trying to get something done, like trying to get them to fix this place up. Because we lived in a historic area of Winchester. And, we kept our property up nice. And, that the houses directly around us did. But this house on the street was an issue. But, I realized that, man, maybe that's all the better the people down the street could do. And I never wanted to do anything where we put these people out or they got evicted or whatnot. So we did our level best to try to work with these people. But I just feel like I don't even know what Gretchen's going to say here, but Gretchen is such a monster. Just the way that she speaks to people. I'm just the way that I know she's going to finish this sentence and just her overall being is disgusting. And that's exactly correct. That's exactly correct, Kate. That is 1,000%. That is exactly right. And also your statement here, no walkthrough, so they don't know what's been done and what has not been done. So right. I don't understand what they're going off crazy about. But maybe I'm going to have to go to one of these meetings or speak up in a council meeting and tell Dan or maybe just send him an email and put her in her place and call her a bunch of names I don't know. Because she needs to be knocked down about 75 pegs because she is gross the way that she talks to people, the way that she comes off. Now, keep in mind, she was fired from the city of Muncie and heavily involved in all that chaos around the FBI shit. She tried to get her job back, saying that she was wrong. And they went to mediation, and the judge told her, no, what you did was wrong. And what she was doing was she was trying to better herself. She was taking her time, and while she was working and getting paid at the city of Muncie, she was getting paid tax dollars, and she was taking homes and kicking them over to friends of hers and making bank that way, and really doing some very questionable shit. And she was the very first person that Dan Ridenhour hired. She was the very first person that Dan Ridenhour hired. And when that happened, I was like, what? That's your first hire? I knew right then something was off. Let's continue on. This thing is disgusting. All right. I don't know tell us what we're looking for here, Tweety Bird. We've not seen what you're talking about, Dan. Like, write out what he did or what we're looking for. Because we're right now at 50-minute mark, and we've not really seen him do anything. We just see this monster on the screen right here. That is a horrible picture. Hold on, I'm going to screenshot that. Because you never know when I might need that. Oh, God, she's a monster, man.
Happen.
Do you agree that it is enough for me to paint it, put doors? I said that in the last meeting. Put doors, windows in that
Well, that's
building.
what you keep saying you're going to do.
You said it had to have.
And I don't know that I think that is enough. I mean, the last person that was here, because we don't want vacant properties.
Okay, I understand that, but how? I've already gone to the bank to get loans. What am I to do? You can't sell it.
That's why I said we'll just put a civil penalty on it for not
But
complying with the
civil
rehab
penalty is
order
why I can't sell it.
and putting it on the non-compliance list, and then you don't have to come back. I'm not going to say we're probably not going to tear down Howard. It's in a historic district. We can't use most of the money that we use to tear down houses in historic districts without jumping through 6 months worth of hoops. But 1022 East Kirby, that could eventually go on the list. It's completely overgrown. It looks terrible.
I tell you what.
I don't know.
Are we going to, is this a plan or not? Because I'm asking, like I've asked the last hearing, I'm not getting anything back. All I'm asking you, like I did the last hearing, is do you want me to put doors and windows in it to make it aesthetically pleasing to the neighborhood? Because if it doesn't look vacant, what difference does it make if it's vacant?
I think that's a good start.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's all I'm asking for, because I can't put heating and air in 2 properties at this point.
Well, we're only
Well,
talking
what's
about
the other
one.
property? I mean, we're
It's
talking
a
about
double.
one property.
It's a double.
Oh. Okay. What if you put it in one side and then rent it and the other side can be fixed?
I hear you. But if I make the cosmetics on the outside, maybe I can get a bank to come through and say, we'll help you. I'm trying to work it out. So the whole thing is I don't want you guys to tear it down in the midst of me trying to figure it out.
I just told you we're probably not going to tear down 420 West Howard.
That's probably. I'm just trying. I mean, I'm not
Unless
asking
it
you for a
burns.
guarantee, but I'm asking for at least a rehab order that.
You know, I somehow feel like we've gotten backwards here.
Because
like-
you're not
like
answering my question.
You own a house that needs to be repaired or demolished.
And I've asked you in
And-
the last hearing and this one, just the simple. Can I just do this aesthetic thing where we don't have to worry about the inside? And I can move on to the next one and make them look good to get some form of a loan on them. I need that $2,500 to be modified. I've been to every hearing. I don't even know when it got on there. Then secondly, you have it on a demo order. And so these last 2 months, I've been trying to get somebody to be interested.
And how long have you owned both of these properties?
I don't recall. I got them in a tax sale. At least 2 years.
Since you've had the deed.
That's correct.
Yeah, I would look at it very differently if you actually did something. We inspected
Okay.
both. It's not like you did one, because if you came in here and said, I can't do both properties, but I did work on one, That would be, I'd look at it completely differently, but we're having the same conversation every time. Just like you're saying, we have the same conversation every time. I think you're not getting the answer you want. We do not want vacant property. So we do want the inside done. Do we expect it all done in 30 days? No.
I understand.
But we're not seeing any progress, and that's the challenge we're faced with. We have responsibilities to the citizens of this.
Hey, Dan, let me talk to you about a property that's probably more of an eyesore and more of a big piece of shit than whatever her property is. It's called Southway Plaza. Let me ask you, we don't like seeing no progress. What in the bloody hell have you done with Southway Plaza in the last 4 years? What have you done with that? Let me ask you about another place. Let me ask you about Till Pond. Let me ask you about the old Chevy plant that you bought that used to pay money into the city of Muncie, but because you went and bought it without anybody knowing a damn thing about it, you went and bought it, and now it doesn't pay anything in the city of Muncie. It looks like a great big pile of shit right in the center of downtown Muncie. Let me ask you about that. Let me ask you about the $2 million crisis center that you've finagled us into that doesn't do a damn thing to help anybody. Let me ask you about that. Let's talk to these people the way they do to the citizens. And why are we not getting any answers from them? Why are they not doing anything? We're not getting any kind of improvement. We're not seeing any kind of upward mobility here. Maybe I need to go to one of these unsafe building housing hearing authority things.
Community, and we're not getting it.
I agree with that, but what I'm saying to you is in the last meeting I asked, what's the point in putting doors on this property, putting windows in this property? And you go, that's not enough. I'm asking you, what does it take for me to get it off the demo list? I've been asking all this time. If
Howard is not on the demo list. Howard is not on the demo list.
Howard has a rehab order.
For the last 2 months, sir. It was on there before.
And it's not on the demo list now.
And I've been trying to sell it.
I
The sign is
understand.
out front. I've been making phone calls to the bank for a rehab.
Yep.
Nobody's loaning on it. And after this meeting, you'll put it back on the demo. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. If we can just make it cosmetically aesthetic, and I can actually do that with all the properties, if that's what you want, that's fine with me. So that means the neighbors won't complain. They could care less about the inside. The roofs won't leak. It'll be cosmetically sound. Is that okay?
If you were to actually paint it, if you were to actually put the windows in, if you were to actually put the doors in, it's not going to go on the demo list.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Can we just give me 30
Which
more
is-
days? Give me 30 days from today. I'll go in and put the doors in some form of it'll be painted and with doors on it. And then we'll go from there. Is that okay with y'all?
What do you mean painted in some form? Because see, now you're adding some
what I'm
form
saying
to it.
is I'm going to paint it. I was talking about some form of windows because it's hard to find windows. Those windows are like 8 feet tall. I'm going to paint it. I'm going to put the doors on it.
Yeah,
The windows,
right.
I'm going to make sure that I get them. I just don't know how soon it would be because they're all super tall. I have to modify it somehow.
What about this garage in the back?
Of Howard?
Yeah.
It's not a garage. That's what I was calling for the dumpster for. I don't know what those people
Is it an
built.
addition on the house or what is it?
It's not. It used to be a garage. We were trying to tear it down. But at this point, I don't mind just cleaning that space off. They just put junk back there, the homeless people or whoever. I don't know what the case is, but that's what I was trying to clean out for the last, month or whatever.
What? Kid Rock? Does what? Does who have anything to do with what?
So now we're down to paint,
windows,
paint, but you said you don't think the windows will be in. Look, I'm
Okay, here. I'm willing to put doors all the way around it, make sure that the doors are functional.
Doors?
I'm willing to keep it boarded until I get windows. The thing is who's making windows that are that tall? I'm trying to figure out how to modify it.
At least show us that you have them ordered.
I'm going to try to
Right,
make
yeah.
it to where I can get them from Lowe's or something. You notice that they're like 8 feet.
Mhm.
I'm going to have to either condense them down, figure out how to do that. I'm not sure, how that works or whatever, but it'll be progress on it as far as that goes. I don't mind painting and I don't mind putting the doors up. I don't mind doing the windows. I just can't guarantee how they'll be done.
What's wrong with the doors that are on it now?
Nothing's wrong with it. I'm trying to make it to where it's, I'm gonna paint it and make it look nice. I don't know what's wrong with the door. If one of them doesn't have a door at all, but the other one is just broken in.
Okay.
You did not get a walkthrough inspection prior to the hearing?
I did not. But I called 3 times for a dumpster.
Okay, we're going to eliminate the dumpster because here's the thing.
If you can't afford to buy your own dumpster, how can you afford to fix up this 4,000
If
square foot
one is
house?
available to me because I paid the taxes, why would I pay $500 for a dumpster? Isn't that money different? That's the same money that I could be putting windows in, right?
I don't know, Tweety Bird. That's a good question.
You know what? We have this exact same conversation every single month.
Yep.
And I'm frankly tired of it myself. So I would like to entertain a motion to put a $2,500 civil penalty on 426, 428 West Howard and move the property to noncompliance. We'll deal with one at a time. We'll do the other one next.
What do you think, Jeff? I mean,
So no one made a motion.
I'm more interested in making her follow through on something. I'd like to see it done.
Quit whispering.
Okay, no one wants to,
You're not-
no one
you're
wants
not
to
getting
make
that
a motion or a second.
So-
All right,
Yeah, no,
So
right.
you're on your
good.
own.
Here's my proposal. I want to continue 1022 East Kirby for 30 days to the next meeting. You are not expected to work on that. Do not. Please don't. I mean, you can maintain the property. I mean, you know what I mean. I don't,
We do.
because we're not going to have this same conversation
I
next
understand
month. Okay, so we're not asking for any additional work. We're just moving that to another month, and we'll address that at that time. And a big part of that will be based on whether you do paint, whether you do put in some form of windows, and whether you do put in doors on the other property. Those are not something that you need a dumpster for, so that can't be part of the conversation either.
I understand.
This is going to be 100% on you and your actions, because we've got to see something happening.
I understand, I do. I
Okay.
really do.
That's
What-
what I would recommend, and we
Call for an inspection.
and call for an inspection.
Okay, but are you the person who I talked?
Are you talking about Kirby? This motion's for Kirby,
I'm
right?
talking
30-day
about on
continuance.
30-day continuance for, this is what my
Period.
recommend.
30-day
this is to-
continuance.
Yes, we're not even going to talk about Kirby. And next month, I want to only be talking about what was done on Howard.
All right, so you're making a motion on Kirby. You're going to second it. Just
Yes.
plain old 30-day continuance.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
No. Motion carries. All right, now for 426, 428 West Howard, what's your motion?
God, what a miserable bitch.
I want to see, we're gonna move this for 30 days, so it'll go out to August 14th.
If they're
We
the only
expect to see
voting
the
people, what
house
is the
painted.
deal with this board? Who are the
We
other
expect
people?
to see windows, and we expect to see doors. And if that hasn't happened, I don't think we're gonna play this anymore.
I don't expect you to, as long as you have some type.
And that may even
If
help you
have
sell
some
it.
type of- If you have something in the back of your mind that says, once this progress is started and it looks great from the outside, that you'll take it off the demo. Make sure you don't.
We're
put it
not,
back
we're-
It's
this is not a
on
negotiation.
rehab.
It
It
is
is on
That's
rehab.
the only reason, okay, if it's on rehab, I'm okay with that.
That's what
It is
It
now.
is on rehab.
Because you did that, okay,
So
you know. that you
It
did that for
remains
2
on
months.
rehab.
That's what you said last time. We'll take it off, so see if it's.
Yes,
We're not-
and it's
Okay,
still
so
on
if you
rehab,
rehab.
leave it
and we're
off,
not
then I'm
changing
okay.
that.
If you leave it off, I'm okay. I'll be happy to do the work.
And $150 fine for failure to
100
getting an inspection.
And a $150 fine for failing to get an inspection. Do you have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
No.
Piss on that.
Motion carries.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, she'll give you your papers. Next, we have number 35, 800 South Macedonia Avenue.
All right, we're not going to watch any more of this. I'll go through and watch this. I'll go through and watch this. As and if there's anything crazy, we'll watch this. This is probably something that we will start watching, because I'm sure this will provide lots of entertainment. And when it's sad, it's horrible. Well, whatever. We'll talk about it. We will. That bit about progress needs to be a short. About what they said, and then me calling them out. Yeah. That's. I was thinking the same thing. Okay, so that's that. I'll keep my eye on this. Thank you, Tweety Bird, for bringing that up. Another person had actually asked me about it. I just hadn't watched it yet, but thank you for calling that to our attention here. That was of interest. Okay, really quickly, before we roll out of here, I want to bring it to your attention that there is currently a lawsuit. Now, there's some crazy back and forth going on, which is wild. It's either filed or it's not filed. And I know Abdul said that they're working on getting it filed. It is already filed. It has been filed. The lawsuit has been filed. Hold on back. Can you just tell me what he said? I heard him say a lot of things. I don't know what you're asking me. I heard him say a bunch of crazy stuff. What part? When he was whispering? Or, tell me what you're asking. I heard him say a lot of different things, but I don't know specifically what you're asking me. Write out what you're saying, and I will address it as soon as I'm done here. Okay, on this lawsuit, very interesting, because this currently is only relating to the state Republican Party, the state party, and the convention and how they do delegates. But as Catherine had mentioned, this has serious implications for meetings, local meetings, county council, county commissioners, city council, that stupid ass meeting we just watched there. There's a lot of possibility here. This is very interesting. And this is Joseph Bortka. He is a gentleman that has been a delegate for several different times. He's very hardcore, a go-getter. I'd love to have him on sometime. And that's crazy. Oh, wait a minute. Pause. Do you mean before she even came up? Let's go. I'll go back and watch that for that. If that happened, stand by. Yeah, that's amazing. Let's hold on. We'll go back for that and watch that. Hold on.
Permit, then we can okay
we'll
it.
talk about
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs to be inspected prior we make any decisions.
Yeah.
Did you say you needed your dumpster swapped out?
Yes.
Okay, I made a note, make sure. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Next, we're gonna call number 33 and 34, 1022 East Kirby and 428 West Howard.
This lady drives me nuts.
Now, wait a minute. I don't know that it's the mayor, because there's a couple men up there. So we're going to have to really listen to it. Let me back it up, because there was someone that said this lady drives me nuts. It's clearly there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Next, we're going to call number 33 and 34, 1022 East Kirby and 426, 428 West Howard.
This lady drives me nuts.
Yep, it was Dan. It was Dan. We're going to go back and listen to it again. Hold on. It was Dan. I cannot wait. I hate that you pointed this out because I cannot wait until tomorrow morning. Dan, you dumb asshole.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Next, we're going to call number 33 and 34, 1022 East Kirby and 426, 428 West Howard.
This lady drives me nuts.
Hello, Tiara Winters, 2523 Morningstar Drive, Indianapolis, Indiana, 469.
That's Stumblefoot 1000%. That is how Dan Ridenauer talks about every single citizen in Muncie. I think he hates the people he works with. I think he hates the people. Let me tell you, Tweety Bird, he doesn't and he won't. Do you remember when he said, whatever he said, we need a vote. I wish we could shut up that stupid Bilbrey. He has a long history of being caught saying shit on audio because he just simply believes that they are bigger and better than all of us. You, me, and let me tell you, beyond all shadow of a doubt, I don't know about the rest of you, but me personally, Dan and his little creature next to him, they would be so lucky to eat the trash shit out of my trash cans. They are far below me. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but they are definitely below me. And it's comical when these people get called out. Meg said, why, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is the day that I will crawl up inside Dan's asshole, bugging him about this from probably 7 o'clock in the morning until he answers to it one way or another all day tomorrow. I will be at City Hall. I will call him on his cell phone. What is tomorrow? Okay, it's Tuesday the 15th. Yeah. I will make sure that Dan answers for this tomorrow. Now, I don't know. I don't know if she did or not. She probably didn't, Tweety Bird, because when you're up there, and they're whispering, the reason we heard it is he's into the microphone. Okay. And so it picks up in the audio recording. Those microphones don't amplify out to the crowd.
Look at her posture, though.
What?
Look at her posture coming up to the microphone.
Let's see.
and 34, 1022 East Kirby, and 426, 428 West Howard.
This lady drives me nuts.
Hello, Tierra Winters, 2523 Morningstar Drive, Indianapolis, Indiana, 461.
All right, let's start with 1022 East Kirby.
Can you not hear it, Rachel? Or did you just come back to the video? I'm going to play it again for us all to hear. Stand by.
She just looks defeated walking up to the mic.
She does.
With the head
She does.
down.
She knows but even without that, she knows they hate her. She knows that she's less than in her eyes. I got to find this woman and talk with her. Listen really closely, Rachel. It's right after this lady that'll be talking. It's right after she says the numbers. Listen really closely.
Kirby and 426, 428 West Howard.
This lady drives me nuts.
He said, "This lady drives me nuts. This lady drives me nuts."
Hello, Tierra Winters, 2523 Morningstar Drive, Indianapolis, Indiana, 461.
All right, let's start with 1022 East Kirby.
I want to ask Dan, like seriously, who in the hell do you think you are? Who are you? You are nobody. You are a very small and really crazy, because at the same time you're egotistical, but you're also afraid of your own shadow. You don't understand how basic communication works. You don't understand polite society. You think that you're someone big and bad because you've got season tickets to the Pacers games and you wear a suit when you go to your morning breakfast meetings. Nobody gives a shit about you, man. The people that work for you, that you're turning into worthless turds themselves because they all work for you and they're all getting into that government vibe where everybody's getting paid for not really doing anything. You're all sitting around, you're making these houses for no one. Well, who's living in these houses, bro? What are you doing? What is the actual impact you're going to leave behind when you leave, when you're no longer in Muncie? And you might win a next election, you might win the next election after that, but eventually you're going to be out of here. And first of all, and I want to be very clear about this, when you leave Muncie politics, you will be a no one. But you currently, as mayor of Muncie, are still a no one. It's not that serious, bro. This is not New York. You're not the president. Nobody gives a shit. So for you to set up on your perch and for you to call out judgment on people, how dare you? To hell with you. So I think that we're going to have to call you out tomorrow and find out. And I demand, and I am going to be a pain in your ass from now until it happens. But you will start the next meeting out with this lady apologizing to her. That's my pledge. I will be a pain in his ass until he apologizes to this woman publicly for that comment. Yeah, Jackie, I'm gonna watch it all because now we have to. Yeah, is that what it was? Yeah, right. That's now I got to listen to everything because who else is he saying shit about? Who else is he talking negatively about? How disgusting. That's so gross. Meanwhile, he has Southway, Till Pond, the GM plant area, crisis center. You know, let's talk about his losses. So I will watch the rest of these meetings, the rest of those hearings in that meeting. And this is one that we'll obviously mark up that we'll have to start watching frequently. Yeah, no fee for the girl. We'll have to see about what we can do there. I definitely want an apology, and he needs to make the apology public because he was willing to say that publicly. So gross, man. Okay, before we roll, I'm going to get ready to get off here, but I do want to show you guys and talk real quickly about this lawsuit. This lawsuit is pretty important. This lawsuit here, it was filed by Joseph Bortka, and I'll put it up here, hopefully so you can see it. For immediate release, state delegate files suit against Indiana GOP leadership to defend delegates' rights. Lawsuit seeks court order enforcing long-standing party rules and fair play. Yesterday, on the 238th anniversary of the enactment of the Northwest Ordinance and on the 171st birthday of the Indiana Republican Party, Joseph Bortka, a 2024 state convention delegate and Republican precinct committeeman, had filed a derivative complaint on behalf of the Indiana Republican Party. The suit asks the court to uphold long-established obligations of the Indiana Republican State Committee and convention chairman to honor delegates' basic rights of debate, motion, and access to party records. It's fundamentally a shareholder suit. The delegates as shareholders and the state committee as the board of directors. The state committee has a duty to facilitate the delegates determining in convention what their party stands for, and then helps implement it through the electoral process. When the state committee frustrates attempts to rally the party's collective will by silencing properly brought motions on the convention floor without a vote or rewrites the rules to undermine the will of its Republican membership, they violate their fiduciary duties to the party. For years, grassroots Republicans have tried every internal avenue to correct rule-breaking, cronyism, and corruption from the bottom to the top. The only path left is the court's equitable power to enforce delegates' associational rights, Mr. Bortka said. Why we went to court. Repeated roadblocks. Since at least 2022, delegates have been denied the right to amend platforms, raise points of order, or appeal rulings from the chair, rights guaranteed by the parliamentary law and observed in prior conventions. These are one powerful mechanism by which average citizens may make clear statements instructing the government, a state constitutional right under Indiana Constitution, Article 131. Ultra versus rule challenge. Since at least 2018, the IRSC which is the Indiana Republican State Committee, has been quietly deleting language acknowledging delegates' rights and the convention's supremacy, despite a century-old precedent that the biennial convention is the party's highest authority. Futility of internal remedies. Formal complaints were dismissed without hearing by the very officials accused of wrongdoing, leaving members no meaningful internal recourse. What the lawsuit seeks: a declaratory judgment reaffirming the convention's ultimate authority over the IRSC, an injunction prohibiting future chairs from arbitrarily blocking delegate action, access for delegates and precinct committeemen to historical minutes and membership lists, the need for transparent self-governance, and no monetary damages, just enforcement of the party's own rules and precedents. How can you help? This action is being brought by grassroots volunteers working for a better Republican Party, and I'll add, in Indiana. There are no deep pockets or wealthy donors funding this effort. If you too would like a better functioning Republican Party, more responsive to its members, please consider helping financially with this important cause at the following link. And then there's this information. I am going to work to get Joseph on. I've talked to him in the past. I would like to have him on because he would be a good voice to have on and talk about what's going on, explain this. And I will tell you, if they are able to move the needle here at the state level at all, this could have serious implications to county level politics as well. And a lot of what they're talking here trickles down to county-wide politics. And I think that this is a very, very big deal. I applaud Joseph for what he's doing here. And I will be following this case, and we'll definitely have to have him on to talk about this. So if this is something that you're interested in, you'll definitely have to take a look at it. The following Republican-aligned individuals and organizations also signed on to support this lawsuit: Micah Beckwith, Hoosier Summit, a lot of different people all over Indiana signed on, either good or bad. Again, like people were saying, Micah Beckwith, whatever. It's a big deal that the lieutenant governor signed on. No, it's more that it's the title rather than who it is. So Beckwith is a turd, but the fact that the lieutenant governor is behind this kid, that's a pretty. I shouldn't call him a kid. That's rude. I should not call him. He's young. I think he's like in his early or the mid 20s. So he is a young dude, but I love it. So this man signed this and is filing this. So I think that's great. And we will definitely be backing it here. So we'll see what happens. All right. I just read it. They're suing for so the committee follows the rules of the convention, because basically what's happened in the past is the Republicans that are in charge, the people that are in the HRCC and other organizations of the Republican Party that are the establishment, if you will, basically stops the membership, the delegates that make up the party, the members of the party, stops them from being able to engage at the convention. And the Indiana State Constitution says they should be able to make motions from the floor and be heard. But the establishment Republicans say, no, we're not going to do that. And we're going to not hear your motion. You'll make it, but we were not going to listen to it. And they just steamroll right over them. And there's a lot of other issues. And so basically this lawsuit aims at forcing the state Republican Party to act under its own laws, basically. So that's that. So that's basically what that suit is about. And we'll have Joseph on. I'll get a hold of him and we'll have him come on and see what goes on. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching this, and we'll see what goes on. There's some other news that I was going to get to. We'll get to that tomorrow. News from Henry County. The dude that was involved in the pursuit that Sproul's deputy was involved in here in Muncie, he pled guilty to a couple different charges, and so that's made the newspaper. And a couple of other things have happened, and so we'll cover that tomorrow, along with whatever goes on tomorrow. And I'm working on hopefully getting the attorney on for the Henry County lawsuit, by the 3 lawsuits in Henry County on the sex assault deal. I'm working on getting that attorney on, Jonathan Little, at the end of this week. So hopefully that happens. So, already we will see what goes on. All right, you guys take care. God bless. Have a great evening. And we will see you tomorrow. Good night. Goodbye.